Hello and welcome. Today, Arthur and I are going to be talking about fall scents again. Okay, maybe not Arthur, but I know I'm going to be talking about fall scents today. So not too long ago, I posted a video of showing my reaction to some of the fall newness that's going to be coming out this fall, 2023. And even though it's still summer, I still was in the mood to talk about fall scents. So I thought it'd be fun to go through together down memory lane and reminisce about some of Bath & Body Works fall scents past. And I'm going to be sharing with you the top 11, it should have been 10, but the top 11 scents that I would bring back from Bath & Body Works' previous fall collections. So I was kind of strategic here, and I didn't do these necessarily by my favorite fragrances from the past. Rather, I am doing this more by fragrances I've seen pictures of or I've heard about and I have not gotten the chance to smell or try for myself. And I have regrets not being able to smell these, and I wish I could. So almost all of these fragrances I've either not smelled or not purchased before, but a few of them I have purchased and a few of them I have smelled in store but just kind of missed out and didn't buy them at the time. As we get to each one, I'll tell you which ones I have tried and which ones I haven't. And I'm also going to be doing this in chronological order, starting with the oldest ones on my list first. So the first fall fragrance that I wish I could bring back so that I could experience it for myself is from 2011, and it is called Warm Harvest Apple. So I have pictures over on the side here, and just look at that. It's so nostalgic and old school from before they repackaged all of their bottles, especially the fine fragrance mist, but they also had kind of the more hourglass shape for the body lotions and shower gels. I feel like a lot of Bath & Body Works' apple fragrances often get paired with florals. This happens with pear and lemon as well. So we've got champagne apple and honey and country apple and even winter candy apple, where they have hints of rose or champagne or just some other types of notes. But those floral notes end up changing the scent to be more of a feminine, pretty perfumed fragrance. But I really want like a true apple, or if it's not a true pure apple scent, I would want it to be like a warm, spicy, gourmand apple. And I feel like I could really appreciate a scent like that. This was back when they used to have top, middle, and base notes all listed on each fragrance at Bath & Body Works, and now they only have a few key notes listed on the bottles. So the top notes for Warm Harvest Apple are Macintosh apple, pink pear, and lemon sugar. So we've got a little bit of fruity zestiness on the top. The middle notes are green candied apple. I love a green apple scent, and that just sounds so good. So green candied apple and fresh sugar cane. And then the base notes are vanilla bean, white woods, and musk. So it does suggest that there's a little bit of coziness and gourmand as well. And that is just exactly what I'm looking for in an apple scent. Either a fresh, crisp apple or an apple with a little bit of gourmand in it. There were a few other scents from that collection. There was sweet cinnamon pumpkin. That one's been around for a very long time. So they had sweet cinnamon pumpkin. They had a blackberry scent. I think it's called Blackberry Bliss. And then there is another one, which is actually number 2 on my list of fragrances that I wish I could bring back, which is called Cozy Autumn Vanilla. Even just the name of the fragrance sounds so appealing to me. It's simplistic, but it also is very cozy and warm and inviting. So this one has top notes of fresh vanilla beans, soft caramel. We need more caramel scents too. You'll see on this list there are quite a few caramel scents that I wish I could have, because there's just not very many right now at the time, and there hasn't been for like a few years. The middle notes are white orchid and sugared mimosa, hint of sesame. That's kind of unusual. So perhaps that's more of like a creamy floral situation, but sesame, that almost makes me think it has like a toasted, seedy, nutty scent, which is interesting. And then the base notes are warm vanilla milk, coconut musk, sandalwood, and praline. So base notes on marshmallow pumpkin are sandalwood and also praline. So I feel like this scent could have been maybe an ancestor to marshmallow pumpkin latte, because it's got some similarities there, and I love that scent. So if I love that scent, I probably would have loved this one too. So moving up a few years, in 2013, the next fragrance that I would bring back is called Aspen Caramel Woods. So aspen trees, I just love aspen trees. I'm really hoping to buy some quaking aspens and plant them in my yard one day. I don't have any room for big trees because we already have a lot. So aspens are the trees that have like the white trunks, and quaking aspens have these round circular leaves that they kind of shake and they make a lot of noise when the wind blows through them, and they're just so charming and perfect for fall. So that is one of the reasons I love the look of caramel aspen woods, is because I love aspens, but also we just desperately need a caramel scent. They used to have so many good sounding caramel scents, and now I just feel like there's no caramel anywhere. So caramel aspen woods sounds like it would be perfect for filling that craving for caramel. This kind of sounds a little bit like a complex fragrance, so it's hard to grasp really what it would smell like without being able to smell it for yourself. I wish I could help describe this more, but here are the notes listed. It's juicy plum, white aspen woods, whipped caramel, bourbon vanilla, and jasmine blossom. Also in this collection, they had a blackberry scent. This one sounds like it's a little different. It was called Napa Autumn Blackberry. And then in this collection, Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin also made an appearance. And then the other one is called Vermont Honey Apple. That also sounds really good, but just based off the name and the packaging, it looks very similar to Champagne Apple and Honey. So I wonder if that's kind of an ancestor for that fragrance. So before we moved on to the next fragrance, I wanted to share with you a little bit of an insider scoop. This is a fall product guide from 2013, and I just wanted to share with you a page that is relevant before we move on to the next scent. So the company used to send out to every store some informational pamphlets and booklets that were stored in a binder for product knowledge, so that way all of the employees were kind of on the same page and had an insider scoop on what was going on in terms of their products. And I found that they used to be really helpful, and I'm sad that they don't make these anymore, but I actually found these while cleaning out the back room one day when I was working there sometime in maybe 2017 or something, and I asked if I could keep these and take these home with me, and my manager said yes, and so now I have these to look at. But look at a close-up look. So here is what Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin looked like in 2013, and this is before they rebranded their hourglass-shaped bottles for lotion and shower gel. And then here is a close-up look at this Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin Sugar Scrub. How cute is that? It looks so old school compared to what they look like now. And this is a fun little game down here. I guess it's more of a selling tip than it is a game, but this is kind of introducing you to the 4 fall fragrances and comparing them to what they already have in store. They weren't as gender inclusive at the time. They always referred to the customer as she, so just keep that in mind as I'm reading this. If she likes warm fragrances like Japanese Cherry Blossom, she'll love Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, a customer favorite year after year. If she likes cozy, creamy fragrances like Warm Vanilla Sugar, she'll love Aspen Caramel Woods. I don't love Warm Vanilla Sugar, but I think I would still love Aspen Caramel Woods anyways. If she likes crisp, fruity fragrances like Beautiful Day, then she'll love Vermont Honey Apple. So I guess apparently they had Vermont Honey Apple in 2012 as well. And then if she likes sparkling fruity fragrances like Secret Wonderland, oh man, throwback, then she'll love Napa Autumn Blackberry. Looks like they have a can of Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin Shimmer Mousse, like that comes in a whipped cream can kind of. So that's just a little interesting tidbit from 2013, from back in the day. Moving up 2 years, we are now in the year 2015, and I feel like this is the year that I wish that I could time travel to the most in terms of shopping fall fragrances, because I have the most scents on my list from 2015. So these 2 fragrances from 2015 were a part of the same collection of a 3-part collection, and the part that I didn't include on my list was actually called Cozy Sunday Morning. I'm not 100% sure if it is the same Cozy Sunday Morning fragrance as we have seen in the more recent years, but it's these 2 fragrances that really sparked my interest, and I actually have owned both of them. I still own one of them, and I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I must have misplaced it somewhere. I really need to do a body care declutter again, so I guess stay tuned for that. But the one that I seem to have misplaced is called Wrapped in Comfort, and it smells like cashmere and almond cream. Fragrance notes are soft cashmere, almond cream, and blackberry rosé. So they didn't really have a blackberry forward note this year, but they had some kind of in the background notes. I've used the entire body cream that I used to have of it, but this one is such a good one I wish they would bring back. This one is called Cup of Warmth, and it smells like vanilla chai and biscotti. We have had a few different fragrances that are very similar come back in later years, which we will talk about a little bit later, but nothing that is quite identical to the Cup of Warmth fragrance. So this one had notes of vanilla chai, toasted biscotti, and a sprinkle of nutmeg. It was so creamy, so toasty, and a little bit more on the almondy side, so I loved that fragrance. Also, 10 out of 10 for the packaging for that whole collection. They look so pretty with their cable knit sweater details. Honestly, they just need to bring back that whole entire collection. So technically, this next fragrance isn't marketed and was not released during fall time, but it's actually from a New Year's collection from 2015. I really wish that Bath & Body Works would bring back this fragrance so that I could get the chance to smell it, and that is New York Big Apple and Caramel. That is probably the fragrance combo that I want the very most from Bath & Body Works, is a carameled apple scent for body care. I just love the home fragrance scents that are caramel and apple. For example, Summer Boardwalk, Cider Lane, Wicked Apple. There is one that's just called Caramel Apple that they've had before that's super good. I love all of those, and so I would just love to have it in a body care, and I think this would have been the one if they would bring it back. Based on the notes, it almost almost sounds like it could be a little bit similar to winter candy apple, but I think it's a little more gourmand than that. So it has notes of winter apple, golden caramel, juniper berry, sparkling amber, and cinnamon. Like I said, fall 2015 just had the most enticing fragrances to me, and the last one that I'll mention from this year is Plum Cider Warmth. This is actually my mom's body care. She lets me hang on to it when she's not using it during fall, but this is Plum Cider Warmth from the year 2015, and I actually remember going into the store with my mom, and there was a front table with all of the fall traditions on it, and we smelled every single one on our skin, and we decided that this one smelled the best on her, and Marshmallow Pumpkin smelled the best on me, and that's how we kind of got our signature fall fragrances. But I'll read the back to you. It says, "There's a chill in the air, and the leaves are a kaleidoscope of brilliant colors. Autumn is here. Let's pick apples in the orchard and visit a farm to hunt for the perfect pumpkin. Grab a sweater, we're taking the scenic route." And this has notes of Mirabelle plum, apple cider, golden rum, cashmere vanilla, and sugared musk. And then here's what they look like in the shower gel and the fine fragrance mist here. I love the pretty colorful leaves on the bottom there. Just love this fragrance. It is very reminiscent to the sugar plum fragrances that they sometimes do for Christmas. Not necessarily last year's sugar plum fragrance. I found that that one was more marshmallowy gourmand. But like the sugar plum swirl, if you've ever smelled that one, it is quite similar to that one, but it has a little bit more of a rich depth caramely note to it. That's really yummy. Okay, time for the next fall fragrance that I would bring back if I could. This one is from 2016, and honestly, once again, this whole collection, just love the packaging, love the concepts, and all of the scents were really good from this one. But if I could, I would bring back Salted Caramel Pumpkin. The packaging of this collection looked so kid-friendly, and it had woodland critters on it and pumpkins, and I just love the different colors that they used for each different body care in this collection. So I was working at Bath & Body Works at this point, although I don't really remember what this fragrance smells like, and I unfortunately did not purchase this one for myself. Man, if I could go back in time and tell the floor set girl me to buy this fragrance, I wish I could do that, but I did buy a couple other ones from this collection. I'll show you that in a minute. But Salted Caramel Pumpkin is one that slipped away from me. So the fragrance notes on this one are salted caramel, harvest pumpkin, now get this, maple cream. Doesn't that sound good? So it has the maple cream, sugared woods, and fluffy musk. So from the winter semi-annual sale that came immediately after this fall season, I was able to actually grab a few goodies from this collection on clearance, and I'm so thankful I did. So these cute bubble baths that are in the shape of pumpkins, I remember seeing these in the red bin and just loving them, and I regret it so much because they had 4 different fragrances, and they had one of every color. Why didn't I get the other 2? I just wish I could tell the past me to go back and go get them. So I have big regrets about that. Don't know why I didn't do it, because they were 75% off, so I think I didn't spend more than $4 or $5 on these each. Original price was $18, so even for them that was kind of on the pricey side. I don't know, maybe I was in my broke college student phase at the time. I don't really remember why I wouldn't have. I thankfully did get these 2. This one is a fragrance we all know and love, Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte, and then the other one I grabbed was this Pumpkin Apple Cider. Honestly, this one is worthy of being on my fragrances I would bring back list as well. Oh my goodness, the Pumpkin Apple Cider, to me, that's just like the perfect Thanksgiving smell. Like, it has a little bit of that late fall, it's almost winter, it's cold outside, it's harvesty just like Thanksgiving is, and it's almost a little bit on the festive Christmassy side, but still enough pumpkin that it makes you think of fall. Just because I had them in my collection, I figured they deserved to get a little camera time, so I also have that Pumpkin Apple Cider in the body cream and the fine fragrance mist. And this is cute. They used to have little paragraphs on the back. This says, "Nothing says autumn like pumpkin. Straight from the pumpkin patch, our new collection of irresistible scents celebrates our favorite fall ingredient." And this one has notes of mulled apple cider, autumn gold pumpkin, buttered rum. It's that rum I really smell in there. It's good. Warm praline, and hint of spice. The one I would bring back of the collection is Salted Caramel Pumpkin, just because I haven't smelled it or I don't remember what it smells like, and I would like to experience this. If I didn't already have this in my collection, this one would have made the list too. So the fall 2018 fragrance that I do not have in my collection that I wish I did is Whipped Vanilla and Spice. You can tell further in the past they used more vanilla as kind of a main feature note, and now it's more of like a background note that's just included in fragrance, but not necessarily like the name of the fragrance. And this was kind of an exception. It was the first time I had seen just a simple vanilla scent in a long time that wasn't just Vanilla Bean Noel. This one I thankfully do remember how it smells for the most part. Oftentimes when I smell a Bath & Body Works fragrance by now, I smell it and I instantly instantly think, where have I smelled that smell before? Is this repackaged? I swear there's something that smells just like this fragrance, but whipped vanilla and spice is not that way. I find that it's one of their more unique fragrances from what I've smelt. I find that when I smelled it, especially on my skin, it was more of a coconutty scent. I love the blue of the packaging that they used. I think it really fits the vibe that they were going for, and it makes it even more unique compared to all of their other fall fragrances that they've had in the past. This one had notes of whipped vanilla, cinnamon, creamy tonka, and golden honey. I wish I had that in my collection. I regret not buying some. So the whipped vanilla spice was actually part of their fall traditions collection, and then this next one was actually more of a random offshoot fall collection. Thankfully, I do have some of this left in my collection, and that is pumpkin picking. I love using this one during Halloween time because it has an interesting depth to it. During 2018, I noticed they were doing a lot of experimenting. They were doing more of the rectangular bottles, not really sure why, and you can tell they didn't really carry that on, but things like Lovely Dreamer, they had a summer collection where Waikiki Beach Coconut, and there was a mango one as well. They all kind of had like these rectangle bottles for some reason. There were actually 3 other fragrances that came from this collection. They were all kind of more outdoorsy evening fragrances, and they were Autumn Nights, Bonfire Bash, and it was the first time that we ever had Bonfire Bash in a body care, as well as the first time we ever had Sweater Weather as a body care besides the home fragrance. So that was a surprisingly short-lived yet iconic collection that brought to us lots of fragrances that we know and love today as traditional fall fragrances from Bath & Body Works. But I have the shower gel here, and on the back it says pumpkin pie and nutmeg dusted lattes. Warm afternoon sunshine blankets the farm. The hayride wagon is hitched up, so hop on. It's pumpkin picking time again. I guess these are the notes on the front. They don't really have notes listed on the back, but it says cinnamon spice cider, fresh pumpkin pie, and hayrides to the patch. So this actually smells very reminiscent to the vanilla chai and biscotti fragrance, the Cup of Warmth, and I think that's partially why I like it. And here it is in the fine fragrance mist, by the way. But pumpkin picking actually smells very similar also to something we've had more recently for fall time, and that is white pumpkin and chai. So these ones are from 2022, the faceted collection of white pumpkin and chai. So listen to the similarity of the notes of these 2 fragrances. So pumpkin picking says cinnamon spice cider, while the pumpkin chai says cinnamon cider. This one says fresh pumpkin pie, and this one says spiced pumpkin. Hayrides to the patch, we don't know what that really smells like, but we can assume that maybe it smells like vanilla glaze because that's what the other note in this one is. Although I would say the main difference between these 2 fragrances is this one is a little bit more creamy and vanilla-y. Vanilla-y, did I make up that word? While this one is a little more of a nutmeg clove kind of scent. So based on the comment section, I feel like a lot of people are going to agree with me when I say this very last fragrance that I wish I could bring back from the past. And this one is one that is not that long ago. It's from 2021, and that is Coconut Candy Apple. So I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't see this one come back last year, and I'm surprised I haven't heard any word of it this year because I feel like a lot of people liked it, and it makes for the perfect transitional summer into fall fragrance because of that coconut. So this one has candied red apple, shredded coconut, and vanilla spice. You know what? I wonder if they used whipped vanilla spice as inspiration for this fragrance because honestly, they are so similar. That didn't even occur to me until literally just now. I'm a little shook right now because that never really crossed my mind until now, but they are very similar and they have similar listed notes as well. Whipped vanilla spice is the ancestor or the grandparent fragrance to coconut candy apple. Here it is in the fine fragrance mist, and on this one it does have a little fun paragraph. It says, treat yourself. This irresistible fragrance is made with a dash of love, a pinch of heartwarming joy, and a spoonful of pure fun. Okay, maybe not as cute as some of those other fall paragraphs, but either way, I would definitely bring back that fragrance. All right, now it's your turn. Leave me a comment down below of which fall fragrance you wish that you could bring back. It could be candle or it can be body care. Mine were just body care today because honestly, if we started going into the candles, that could probably take forever because there's so many cool looking candles from the past too. But let me know down below what comes to mind of which fragrance you would bring back, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.